All right, so welcome in to episode 9 of Breaking a Game. Very special guest, Etienne Cote, has joined us. Welcome in, Etienne.
What's up, crew? What's up, Kieran? Good to be on.
Yeah, man. It's been a while since we've seen each other. When was it? It was like Christmas Classic, probably.
No, it was ASL.
Oh, ASL, right? Okay.
ASL, yeah.
Um, Sweet. Yeah, that was an incredible win. You still reliving that in your memory these days, or? Uh,
Well, I mean, it's been weird. It's on my side and where I'm from, it's been a slow start to the season. I haven't played like pickup since ASL, and well, basically since ASL I've played two tournaments. And one was last Saturday, and the other one was a month before. So no, I feel I'm still in it, but like I'll be playing every weekend now for the next month, so I'm excited to get back at it. But yeah, it's been a slow start. So starting like last weekend, now the grind's gonna start a little more.
I know we were talking on the side about the unknowns with the Pan Am Championship, but is that still on the table for you, or you're kind of unsure at this point since we're pretty wild or like pretty far away from it still?
Uh, I mean, Pan Am's in November. It's still far ahead, but after that win last Saturday, when we lost game one of that finals, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. Like, I gotta get back at it now. We're gonna lose.
Just for
But
context,
like,
like you were playing in like a small Canadian tournament against Thomas and Guillaume, right? That last weekend.
it was basically the first Canadian major, but yes, it was only Quebec teams. When I woke up and then we won, that feeling of winning, I have missed it. So I'm excited to like get hungry again.
Was that package B and Pro Ball, or was it okay?
It was package B with the small pro ball.
And you were playing with the serving rules for the first time, right? With like the equal serving.
Second time. It's the second time I've played with package B.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like the equal serving, by the way, or are you still kind of indifferent on it?
I'm not too bothered by it because, I guess like I'm getting used to it. But the first tournament, yes, it was a little weird and the first tournament we played too with it, it was pissing rain all day. So finding consistency, if you did a double fault, like the momentum was weird sometimes. So at the end we were just putting on, which I guess was fine for me because my game is defense. But I
Yeah,
feel for someone who's a serve baller if they keep double faulting, eesh. Uh, but I find it interesting for sure. I think it brings a little more balance to the game when it comes to serving and more opportunities to play your all-around game.
I agree. I like it, and I'm not sure I love it. I'm still trying to get a feel for it. The rotation's still a little bit weird. I know Package C is going to have some changes to it. I don't know why we're not just playing with the changes in New York, but before we get into New York and everything, the purpose of this episode is Etienne and I are going to do like a big ball player draft. So how it'll work is we'll be choosing a team of 7 each, sort of like an ASL squad format, to compete against each other, and then you guys on social media can vote who had the better draft. But basically, we'll alternate selections. We'll take 2 players from the top 25 of USAR rankings each, and then we'll do 2 players from 26 to 50 as well. So we'll each have 4 players when we get through the first 50, and then we'll each take 1 player from 51 to 75, and then 75 to 100, and then 101 to 125. But yeah, basically, how it'll work at the end, since you're the guest, you can decide if you want the first pick in the top 25, or if you want to defer the first pick and get the second pick and the third pick.
We do a little game instead to see who decides for that. Do you
Sure.
have a little game in
What's
mind?
you gotta get? That's a good
Uh,
idea. Here, wait. Let me run and get my dice. All right. So I got a rock, paper, scissors. Both have 4 different rock, paper, scissors on them. I actually used these at tournaments recently. Like you like let the
yeah.
team pick a color between pink and blue, and then they can decide. So do you want pink or blue? And then I'll roll it behind me on the ground.
Okay, I'll take blue and I'll go. Okay, I'll take blue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Paper is blue and scissors is red. So I win. So I'll take the first pick, and then you get second and third,
Okay.
and then I'll get the fourth pick. Do you have the USAR rankings pulled up next to you?
Yeah, and I already have my list, so we'll
Okay,
see if
you got all the
I
plans.
can,
Okay,
I got my plans, but we'll see if you have the same the same picks as me. So yeah,
same thought process. Sweet.
yeah,
Okay. So with my first pick, this is a bit boring because in the defenders draft that I did most recently, I also picked him number one. So I'm going repeat here, but I got Paul Siemer from Germany as my number one
yeah.
pick.
Already
And
messing
this
up my
is
list.
sort of the assumption of like
Yeah,
if you were to pick a team that could compete this weekend in like an ASL style tournament and it was bigger ball, 30-foot boundary, pretty much all the rules that we kind of have planned for New York, um, how could you assemble the best possible team? So, yeah, Paul is my pick, and you got two in a row here from the top 25.
you're already messing up my list. Paul was my first pick, so
I knew you were going to pick him. I had to
oh yeah.
sneak him away from you.
Okay, I guess I'll go with a classic as well. No one will say that I'm going bad with that, so I'll go with Gabe.
Go with Gabe.
Going with Gabe.
Good selection.
Yeah, and I need to find a new number two now. I because I thought you were gonna select Gabe at first, and then I would pick Paul. I kind of want to go with one of my boy, but hey, I'll go with Thomas. I'll go safe bet.
Yeah.
I'll go Thomas Hamilton, just because I think he's always been one of the best hitters, and I think he's gonna find some good hits even with a bigger ball. Serving will definitely be affected, but even then, he's gonna get used to it. He'll be able to like find serves, and then defense. I think Thomas with the smaller ball wasn't the best defender, but I feel he has like the IQ in
Yeah.
defense. But I think with the bigger ball, it'll give him more opportunities to get the touch. So yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be my second
Absolutely.
pick.
Reuniting Ultra Instinct there is never a bad direction to go.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
they won the last championship.
so I'll round it out. I'm actually between you and this player, but I'll go Ryan Marino.
Okay.
And I'm interested who you thought I was gonna pick, but I'll go Ryan. And I know it's a bit of a question mark because we haven't seen him play in like a competitive fashion really since ASL, and we still don't really know like how he'll play from like a bigger ball sense because I know like he's played a few smaller MRS tournaments, but haven't really seen a ton of film on him. So this is kind of a complete guess, but I think his skills translate pretty well for a bigger ball in terms of just cleanliness and consistency. So I'll pair him up with Paul if they need to play against Gabe and Thomas. I'll feel good about that matchup, but obviously it could go either way. But yeah, that's my pick. Who did you think I was gonna pick?
Well, I guess I was random, but I was thinking you were gonna go with Dan Abrams.
Yeah, that's also someone I was considering too. Um,
Yeah, because me too as well. But it's just yeah, it's still the start of the season, So, but since the start of the season, he's been doing really good with the rules. So
he has, yeah,
yeah,
number one in points. I'm pretty sure for the U.S. And then it's interesting too because like it almost kind of depends what ball you're playing with. Like with the Premier Spiked baked balls, like they're a little bit thicker and it's like harder to get spin with them. So someone like Dan is maybe like more effective in those types of tournaments or like the rally ball, right, with Christmas Classic. Um,
yeah,
but with like the Atlas ball, where I don't know how like if you felt it much, but it's super thin. So like the spin and maybe someone like Ryan might be like more effective in with like that type of ball. So it's interesting, but it's marginal at the end of the day.
yeah. No, Marino's a good pick, but he was not in my picks. I don't know why. He's such a great hitter, and he's long, and he has a good reach, and of course he would be such a good hitter. But I don't know. I don't know why he wasn't in like one of my picks. But yeah, that's a good choice.
We I think we ended up just going with the top is it top four players on USAR right now. So we just picked
Is it?
those four players. By the way, I know we didn't clarify it at the top, but I feel like we should exclude people that have retired and also people that
Yes,
are
agreed.
injured.
Because otherwise, one of us would pick Buddy at like 150.
Yeah, yeah. I saw Buddy up there. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, that's kind of unfair.
if Buddy was still playing with those rules, he would probably be my number one pick.
I mean, yeah, he's up there. My only question with Buddy is like he'll get tons of touches, but
Yeah,
will he adapt as a hitter? You think so?
he would. He's the most. He's. I mean, you see how he's built, bro. He's just an athlete. He's
Yeah,
gonna
that's true.
figure out whatever. In Revol, he's probably the best Revol player in the world. In Spike Ball, he was world champ,
Yeah.
SGS champ. Of course, if he comes back and he's hungry, he could be the best for sure. Especially with those rules in big ball,
It'd be fun to watch.
because
It'd be
he would lose a lot of points just by getting aced. If you remove the acing part,
that's true. That's
yeah,
actually
and then
very true.
best defender in the world. So,
Okay, well, good thing he's off our boards. And then
oh yeah,
I guess anyone who's like injured, maybe we
yeah,
also don't include.
I
I
got
was
you.
looking at like Lucas Pruitt as a potential option for my next pick, but I guess
Yeah,
I shouldn't take him if he's hurt. Your turn. You get the first pick in 26 through 50, and then I'll get
yeah,
two picks in a row.
yeah. Sounds good. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. There was some interesting options here, but I'm gonna go with consistency and just he's a dog, he's a competitor, I'm gonna go with Connor Nelson.
Yep, good pick.
Yeah.
Hard to argue that one. I feel like he slid a ton just because of the ELO system. Like he was
Oh
top
yeah.
10 or
He's one of the best.
15.
He's on top,
Yeah, he's
Just
not 26 to 50. Okay, so my next two picks are my two partners from this year and last year. Um,
wow.
and I'm gonna go Tyler Fernandez because I haven't
Yeah,
actually played with him with the bigger ball yet, but I think
yeah,
sort of like the argument with Buddy, like he just kind of flies all over the place. I'll trust him
yeah.
as an athlete and a hitter, and then I'll go Pack. I played against Pack with bigger ball once. Not a big difference in terms of just how talented he is, but I also think his consistency gets better with the bigger ball, and that's kind of like his main downfall at times. So I'll go Pack. Still some questionable sets thrown in there too as well, but I think he's just a dog, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
yeah, would love to have him on my squad.
He's gonna break his back to get that extra angle. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And honorable mentions is that top 25 man. Jacob Summers and Cade Larson, I think were good picks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Cade was like trending towards like one of the best before he moved. I think did he move to Hawaii or something like that? I'm not exactly
Yeah,
sure, but
I think he moved into Hawaii. I don't know if he's roommate with Rich, but yeah, he's in Hawaii.
dang. Hopefully he comes back someday. But yeah, you got the last pick to round out the 26 to 50 range.
Oh, I got another pick.
Oh yeah, you get one more. You get one more in 26 to 50. Because I got
Oh
Pack
wow, okay,
and
okay.
Tyler.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, well, yeah, I'll go with Jacob Summers.
Sounds good. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
I think he's so young, has probably the most energy on the field, to keep going all day. Like he's a crazy hitter. He's long. I think he can get some extra angles, and he's hungry. He has all the time in the world to grind. So yeah, 18 years old or 19 he is. He has all the
Yeah,
time in the world to be like, yeah,
no, it's crazy thinking about him. Like he was on the podcast recently, and I was talking to him about how like I I was nowhere even close to as good as he was when I was 19 or like whatever his age is. Like it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, no, great pick. And then moving on to 51 to 75. Um, my pick. So we have one pick in this range. My fifth selection is going to be Robin Florinda. I knew, I mean, right at the top of that, 50, 51 to 75,
yeah,
but uh, stealing your pick again, it seems like.
yep,
Got to go Robin. And yeah, kind of self-explanatory, but I mean, if you've never seen him play, look up his highlights on YouTube. This guy's all over the net getting touches and pretty clean player as well. Never really had a great serve, so sort of like what we've been speaking about, like with bigger ball, kind of nerfing that piece of good bit. Like he's going to be pretty valuable. So yeah, he'll be my five.
Looks like we have some similar picks because yeah, Robin was also my pick. I played him a couple times, and yeah, he's nuts. He's all around solid and just an athlete. So since I can pick Robin, I'm gonna have to look up here, and I only have one pick in that area, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
There's
have a
some
couple
good options.
ideas for like what you might pick,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm curious.
No, there's a couple of my Canadian boys here that I could pick as well, but I'm gonna go with whoever's doing good in Europe because I think right now Europe has the best scene. I think
Yeah,
the best level right now is in Europe. And if you're doing good in Europe, I think, you're gonna do good with the bigger ball. And I'm gonna go with Nicola Bazzani, Italian.
that's a great pick. I was like honestly debating between him and Borzotti. Like I don't know who
Yeah,
the better player is because I haven't seen enough of them play, but I know that they had like a
yeah.
pretty good result recently. No, yeah, it's a good pick. I was thinking you were gonna pick Polk to like put Polk with Jacob.
Yes.
That makes sense that you were going you're up
I mean,
there.
there's Poke, not gonna lie, like Eddie Long is in there.
Yeah.
Ollie Laurent, not gonna lie to you, Ollie Laurent right now is nuts with the package B, and I can't
Oh wow.
imagine him
Okay.
with I can't imagine him with a bigger ball how much better he could be. And then there's Nick Whiteman as well. Nick
Yeah.
Whiteman is doing really good right now. Like there's so many good options, but Nicola has been winning in Europe, and I think he's a consistent server. And I think the ball with the spin he does, I think the big ball is gonna work fine with him.
Nice.
And yeah, he moves well around the net. And of course, Andrea, Andrea is so good as well. It's so tough. But yeah, I'll go with Nicola Bazzani, even though I could have go with three other different players, but I had to
Yeah.
choose, so I'll go with Nicola.
It's tough when you get to this point because there's so many people that could be selected. I mean, really, throughout the draft, it's hard to select. But
Yeah,
all right, you got the next pick then. So from 76 to 100, you yeah, take it away.
76 to 100. Okay, let me just get a quick look again, real quick. I'm gonna go with Ben Savage.
It's a great pick. Yeah, he was going to be my pick if you didn't pick him. So
Yeah,
another stolen player there. Yeah, Ben. I played him once with bigger ball. It was last weekend with Gabe. He is great. Yeah, plays really clean, hits the ball really really hard. So tough to play
yeah.
against. Him and Ryan Gross this weekend will be a tough out. Whoever has to match up against them.
I've never played him, and I've never heard about him before. Like, I saw him on some Goes this year,
Yeah, no,
and
that's
from the
cool.
footage, he seems still like pretty new to like the top level, but like if you give him a little more experience, I think he could be very solid.
My pick for this range, since you took Ben from me, it's tough because I want to go Homer again and go Justin, but I know he hasn't been playing too much recently, so I'm gonna go Alex Essen. He
I
is
don't.
also sort
Okay.
of new-ish to the top of the scene, but he just won the big ball tournament last weekend, beating Kyle and Pack in the finals. He played with Cole Maddox. Great server, great all around player. I mean, defense definitely isn't his strong point, but I feel like the rest of his game is good enough that like it won't matter too much with bigger ball. Like he's still a great bigger ball server. I've actually never played him with the smaller ball. I've only played him with the bigger ball, and he
Okay.
can serve that thing. So yeah, I'll take Alex to get some serve pressure at the end of our roster. And just to recap, we both have six players so far. So this is the final round now. 101 to 125. I'm gonna go Ariel Wish for my
Yeah.
selection. He might have swept nationals recently in terms of just playing with Charlie on toughs. I think they beat like most of the A teams, if not all the A teams. So I think with bigger ball, I mean he's been great with pro ball. I've always had a tough time beating him with even with pro ball, and like his strengths are pretty exemplified with the
Yeah.
bigger ball. So Going Ariel, it was tough. There was another player I had in mind, so I'm interested in if you end up taking him. But yeah, that's my last pick.
We played him at Christmas Classic with the bigger ball, and he was solid. And yeah, he's fast. He has a lot of energy. He can go all day. So yeah, no, that's a good pick. But for my last pick, I'm gonna go with from experience playing him, and at ASL, I played him like 2 times, and I thought he improved so much, and no one really talks about it. But I'm gonna go with Garrett Carver.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
Um,
him and Pac beat me and Max over there, and the whole time, solid, solid. I was impressed. I even told him after the game, I was like, bro, you improved so much. That's like, yeah, he, and I feel with bigger ball as well. You know, I thought when we played him as well, he wasn't getting aced that much with the little pro ball, so
hmm,
I don't think he'll get aced at all with the big ball. And then his hitting could improve, but even then he's gonna figure out some way. He's playing in Utah. Utah has a good community. I'm sure he's still grinding. So
yeah.
yeah, that'll be my pick.
Sweet. No, that's a great pick. There's a lot of players you could like round out the roster with. A lot of retired players actually in this part of the list, which is funny.
Oh,
We have our 7 players each. I'll try to figure out how to throw like the rosters in the middle of this if I can.
hmm.
But um, yeah, no, that was fun. We'll see who comes out with the better roster. I feel like
Well,
you're
I
it's gonna be tight. I feel like your Connor pick in the third round, just given the fact that like he shouldn't even be within 26 to 50, might have won it for you. But we'll
yeah
we'll have to see how it plays out.
yeah Connor and Jacob in the same round. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, People might not vote for me just because they're like, oh, you picked Pack and Tyler, like you little homer. But
Yeah, exactly. But I
yeah.
mean, yeah, both of them are also super good options. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
but
I've actually never won one of these drafts when I've done it. The
no,
person who's been like a guest has always won. So we'll see if you continue that streak.
yeah, no. I mean, it's cool. I think it was nice as well that like we were able to get some solid European players in there. I
Yeah, there's still a ton of Europeans like missing from the list entirely, which makes it
oh
like,
yeah, for sure, for sure. This guy Louis, French player Louis Marichal,
yeah, he's really good.
Dorian,
Dorian,
so
yeah,
many players that right now they're still so good, but there's a little something missing. And I feel if you give them the big ball, oof, such a different game.
yeah.
Yeah,
It'll uh it'll be fun to see kind of how world shapes out next year with all these players and hopefully a bigger ball. I think things will be a lot different from the past.
yeah. We're due for a change, man. I don't know. I've been playing this sport for so long, and I don't have the time, or I don't want to put the time to grind serves, or
Yeah,
that's why if you put a big consistent ball, that you just have to play like you have to practice less, I feel like.
yeah,
I think with a bigger ball, there's not going to be as many aces anymore. You can be all I think about is being consistent at serving. It doesn't have to be the craziest serve, you don't
yeah,
have to gap
yeah,
the other guy or hit it super hard, but if you're consistent and you put the serve on every time, someone's gonna miss a hit or they're gonna hit right at you, and they're not gonna be able to do the craziest hits like they used to.
right. Yeah, it just
So
incentivizes playing more points, and I think that's great for the sport. So let's talk a little bit about the tournament this weekend and then send you on your
yeah,
way.
yeah,
I know we don't have any of the pools figured out, so I have no idea like who's going to be playing who, but we could
hmm,
talk at like a high level just around all the teams playing or like who, we think has the best chance. Uh,
yeah.
I can like kind of run through the list of teams in Premier and add out a bunch of players that'll be good. Sonny and Henry, didn't mention Sonny. He would have been a good option too in the draft. Henry and Sonny actually just played in Atlanta last weekend, so they'll have some experience playing together. Um, Ryan and Ben, yourself and Will. Then we got Thomas Hoffman and Cliff. Seasonals playing. We got
Hmm.
Cole and Kyle. We got
Yeah.
Thomas and Dawson, which is fun seeing Switch hit
Oh
in the
yeah,
field
switch
again.
hit. Yeah.
Gabe and Dan. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
That's
lots
gonna
of
be yeah.
Lots of good teams playing, but who are you most excited to play against going into this tournament, and what's your kind of outlook going into it?
Not gonna lie, I'm just excited to play anyone because right now I've only been playing in Quebec, so it's the same teams, the same players.
Yeah.
You just keep playing against the same players over and over again. So it's just going to be nice to go back to the US and play against a lot of different teams. But all the top teams I'm excited about, like Gabe and Dan, Switch Hit, Drawing Dead, Ben and Ryan. Oh, there's a lot of cool teams I'm excited to play against. But I'm also just like it doesn't really matter who I'm gonna end up playing because it'll be a way different game
Yeah.
because the big ball and I feel the top teams were are going to remain like at the top, but I feel the games are going to be way closer, and there might be some surprises in pool play and even in
Yeah.
bracket. So I'm just curious who has been like practicing with the big ball because I
Yeah.
haven't played with the big ball or like
I
I
kind of
haven't
had a
been playing at
feeling that
all.
you hadn't played with it, to be honest. Just kind of guessing on our conversations and whatnot.
Yeah, I haven't been playing at all. I mean, I think I'm still doing good just because I've been playing for so long.
I will say, like, it's less of a rough transition than you'd think, going from small to big.
Oh, I know it's way easier. That's why I'm not worried if I hadn't played or not.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
This will be a fun tourney. If you had to if you had to pick a podium, right? And we're both picking a podium. Maybe you can't include yourself because, of course, like we'd probably both say ourselves would do well.
Yeah.
Who would you put as your top three? And then I'll give you mine, and then we can get out of here.
I'll put Gabe and Dan first. Second, I'll put Switch Hit.
Okay.
And then third, I think third could be between you or Seasonal. But
Yeah.
even then, Seasonal with a big ball, I'm so curious. Like even for you, I'm curious with you with a big ball.
Yeah. Lots of
But
unknowns.
I'll go I'll go with you and Tyler with Drawing Dead.
Okay. That this will be fun. Okay. One, I actually have you guys beating Switch It in the finals. I think we're going to see that
Wow.
serving. I think we're going to see that serving is still a pretty big deal with this Atlas ball,
Okay.
and I think Thomas and Will, with the pressure that they generate, both being higher than Dan and Gabe's combined pressure, um, mean that Gabe and Dan end up getting third. So that's my pick. Obviously, a bit of a hot one, but I think this tournament's going to see a lot of shake up with the top, and I think Will is a pretty good partner for you for this tournament because I mean he's already a
Oh
consistent
yeah.
player, and I think the
He's a good
consistency.
partner for me and I'm a good partner for him. I feel yeah. I mean, we've been talking about it for so long, and now it's finally happening. So, and the biggest and the toughest games I've ever had in my career were against this kid.
That's great.
It was always dog fights and like a little trash talk, a little drama, but at the end, as soon as the game's done, big hug and like, come here, bro.
Yeah,
It's
no, I feel similarly playing against him. Um, Speaking of like teams I want to play, it's you and him. So
oh
hopefully we
yeah.
get the chance to match up. But yeah, lots of fun teams playing at this tournament. Like you said, seasonal could be a team that could beat any of these guys. Um, Really interested to see how Ben and Ryan play. I don't know how much like Ryan's been playing these days, but when do you get into New York? We're gonna get like dinner one of these nights or?
Yes, I'm getting on New York Thursday and I land at like 8 in the morning, so
Oh,
I'll be
perfect.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll explore New York on Thursday and Friday, and then yeah, no, for sure we'll get dinner and catch up.
Nice. I actually have Thursday off from work because it's like Juneteenth, so I'll have to hit you up once you're in town. But
All right, well
yeah, man,
let's make it. You know all the food spots, so
I do.
let's find a breakfast place
Okay.
and a good dinner place.
What kind of food do you like for breakfast? Are you like do you like eggs, bagels? Yeah, what is your go-to?
Honestly, bro. anything will do.
Okay.
I mean, I love bagels and I haven't had like a good breakfast bagel in a while. So if you know like some good bagels in New York, I'm
Yeah.
sure there is
Do
some.
you like the breakfast bagel sandwiches or like the do you like salmon and lox and cream
Yeah,
cheese?
the locks would be nuts.
Oh, okay, okay. You know what? I know just the spot, and then we'll talk
Okay.
about dinner too. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's been fun having you on. Excited to see you, and yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me and yeah, I'll see you on Thursday.